is it really possible to make $10,000 per month with trading? Absolutely yes. If you have a trading strategy that is proven to be profitable over the long run, you can easily achieve this. If you have a 100K or a 200K funded account, you will be able to make 10K a month. Now, there will be months where you will make $5,000 or $6,000, but then there will be months where you will be able to make $10,000 with the strategy that I'm about to teach you. This strategy requires no daily bias. You do not need fancy concepts in order to trade this strategy. This is a very simple and mechanical trading strategy that you can use. And of course, if you combine daily bias with it, your win rate is going to go higher. In the end of this video, I'm going to teach you how to actually find daily bias for this strategy. But now let's get on with the strategy and let's not waste any more time. All right, guys. So before I start with the strategy, you need to understand one thing. Every single candle is going to have power of 3. It's going to have accumulation, it's going to have manipulation, and it's going to have distribution. Now, 95% of candles are gonna have power of 3, right? So we want to be trading the daily candle power of 3, and this is very easy, guys. If you stick till the end, I promise you, you're gonna be satisfied with what I'm teaching you right now. I need you to back test and forward test right after you learn this strategy and come back and comment and thank me, all right? I do not want you to comment right now. Just go back test, forward test, and then come back. All right, deal? All right, so here is the strategy. So first of all, we need to identify the Asian session range, right? So the Asian session range, so there's difference between a session and a kill zone. So we're talking about the session, right? So the Asian session range starts at 8 a.m. New York time. Sorry, 8 p.m. New York time. Remember this, 8 p.m. New York time, right? So it's gonna be 20, and over here the Asian session range ends at 2 a.m. New York time. So make sure you set your chart time to New York over here. Now, once the Asian session is over, I want you to mark out the Asian session high and the Asian session low. So over here you can see that we have Asian session high, and over here you can see that we have the Asian session low. Now, between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m., there is a lunch break. And between this hour, we are looking for a manipulation. So after 2 a.m., we have a window period of 1 hour, right? So within this 1 hour, from 2 a.m. till 3 a.m., we need to see a manipulation. We want to see either price take down the Asian low or the Asian high. So let's assume that after 2 a.m., so just around here, the Asian session ends, right? So let me just do this. And this right here is 2 a.m. till 3 a.m. So let me do this. All right, perfect. So within this time period, we want to see manipulation. This is very important because that's when the real manipulation is going to happen. All I'm looking for is price to either take out the Asian low or the Asian high. So let's assume, and one more thing, we will be trading on the 5-minute time frame. So this strategy only works on the 5-minute time frame. Remember that. Don't go below that. Don't go above that. Only 5 minutes. And we are going to be only trading Euro USD, GBP USD, and Euro GBP, not any other pair. Please do not do that. Please do not trade other pairs, because if this strategy doesn't work for you, then don't blame me. Just Euro USD, GBP USD, and Euro GBP. Now, once the 2 a.m. starts, right? That's when you're gonna see a Judas swing. So you're gonna see price take out the Asian low. So let's assume the Asian low was taken out in between the 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. window period. After that, you're just simply looking for a market structure shift with displacement. Now, the displacement is basically a fair value gap, right? So when you get a market structure shift, you must have a fair value gap. That is all it takes for you to consider this move as a displacement. It must have a fair value gap. Now, once you have a market structure shift, all you're looking for is an entry from extreme fair value gap. So if there's a fair value gap over here, you will be taking your entry. Now your entry could be at any time. It doesn't matter. But the manipulation move must happen between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. This is very important. Otherwise, this strategy will not work. So now you're taking your trade, and you're going to target the Asian high always. And you're going to go break even once the 50% of the Asian range is hit. So after entry, if the If the 50% of the Asian range is hit, you will go break even. And you can also take one partial as well, because you will sometimes get big trades like 1 to 5R, 1 to 6R. So it's wise to take some partials at the 50% of the Asian range and also go break even. Similarly, if you flip the chart over here, you can see that we have the Asian high marked out and the Asian low marked out. Now, I'm looking for price to take out the Asian high, right, in between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. New York time. As long as you have your time zone set to New York, you should not be worrying about time zones. Now, once price takes out the Asian high, all I'm looking for is a market structure shift with displacement. And over here, you can see that we have a market structure shift. Now you can take your entry from the fair value gap or an auto block. So if you have a big fair value gap and a small auto block, then you can take your entry from the auto block. But if you have like a big auto block and you have a small FVG, then you can take your entry from the fair value gap. This is all it takes to make literally 10K a month. Now, you're not going to make 10K every single month, but there will be months where you'll be able to make 10K a month. My students have been using the same strategy for months now, and they've been making consistent profits without daily bias. All right. This is all it takes. Now, I know this strategy contradicts with the AR50 trading strategy, but when you use both of these strategies, they're going to have similar win rate, right? Because when we are going break even at the 50% of the Asian rates, it removes all the risk of AR50 playing out. So let's assume that if there's a day when AR50 is going to play out, you will be stopped out or at break even, right? But when this manipulation, the Judah swing move happens, you will be able to secure 1 to 5R, 1 to 6R. So this is insane, guys. Now, let me give you guys some examples. Literally, this is all you need. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to trade this with daily bias as well. So make sure you do not skip this video. All right, everybody. So here is example number 1. I'm looking at EURUSD on the 5-minute, of course. And over here, you can see that we have the 8 a.m. window period. And you can see that this is basically, we have to mark out the 2 a.m. time. So the 2 a.m. is our low of the Asian range, and the Asian range high is over here, right? So after 2 a.m., you can see that we had a manipulation and we took out the Asian low, which was this. Now all I'm looking for is a market structure shift with displacement. And over here, you can see that we had another sweep, and then we had a beautiful market structure shift with displacement. We had a fair value gap, and we also have an auto block over here. So this would have been my entry at the auto block. So I would just go along here, put my stop right above this high, and I would go for this high over here. Very, very simple, guys. You can see that how beautifully it played out. Now, let me give you guys one more example. All right, everybody. So here is example number 2, looking at EURUSD once again, and you can see that we had the Asian range. So if I mark out the Asian high, which is right here at 20 or 8 p.m. And then over here, what we have was the Asian low. And you can clearly see that the Asian low was rated, right? Now, remember one thing. If, let's suppose that the Asian low is rated, right? And your main target is the Asian high. If the Asian high is taken out without entry, the setup becomes invalid. So you would not be looking for longs anymore. This is very important. And also keep an eye on the economic calendar. If there is a news at 3 a.m., right, you mostly want to avoid it, because what can sometimes happen is price can just wick below your entry level, stop you out, and then move towards your level. It's always recommended to trade after 5 or 10 minutes of the news event, right? So you can see the Asian low was rated at 2.5, and then we have a sweet market structure shift, and then we have this fair value gap, right? So if I go along here and put my stop, so we're just getting 1.97, so I would just slightly decrease the stop to get around, 1 to 2 risk reward. Now, you can sometimes get 1 to 5, 1 to 6 if the Asian range is big. Let me give you guys one more example, and then I will end the video. All right, so here is a bonus example on which trades you should be avoiding. So you can see that we took out the Asian low, right? But we also had a market structure shift. But as you can clearly see, there was no fair value gap in this leg, right? So that was not a displacement. However, if you see that price once again took out this low, and then we had a displacement to the upside, breaking this structure and also this structure right here with the wick. So one more thing, wicks account for market structure shift for this strategy, right? If a candle wicks above a structure, that is considered to be a market structure shift for this strategy. And you can see that we had a fair value gap, and if you took your entry over here, you can see that price went ahead and took out the Asian high, and it was a beautiful delivery. This requires literally no daily buys, guys. So this was a bonus example. Now let me give you guys a actual example. All right, guys. So here's the last example, looking at EURUSD once again, because you can literally just stick to one pair and trade it. You don't need to go to GBP USD or Euro GBP. So over here, you can see that we have the Asian high, right? And then we have this Asian low over here. And you can see that we took out the Asian high during the lunch time, which is from 2 a.m. till 3 a.m. That is very important. So we didn't have a market structure shift here. Price went up, took out this high, and then we had this low that was broken. Afterwards, we formed a fair value gap, right? And this would have been our entry. My stop would go somewhere around here to at least get 1 to 2. So that would be this, and you can see the beautiful delivery. We took out Asian high, and then we took out Asian low, and then we had a push to the upside. So that's pretty much it for this strategy, guys. Go and back test it, go and forward test it. Please don't leave a feedback until you test this strategy. I want genuine feedback because this shit actually works. All right, this is a strategy from my course, like private course. So I'm like revealing this strategy for absolutely free. I've revealed it before on my channel, but this was in more detail. And I really expect you guys to see you in the private Discord and private, course, because that is actually life-changing. And if this thing works for you, please hit the subscribe button. We are really close to 100K. All right, so as I promised, I'm going to also teach you how you can find your daily bias or the direction of the daily candle. So you can see that whenever we break below and close below, a specific candle. So for example, we had a bearish candle and we closed below this bearish candle. Then you can anticipate that the next day, right, this big bearish candle is going to be bearish, and we're going to take out this low over here. Now, if we fail to close below the candle, so you can see we have a bearish candle here, but we only wicked below it and then we closed above it, then you can expect this high over here to be taken out. Now, for this method, credit goes to T Trades on YouTube. Very, very effective method, and you can see that we didn't close below it, so the draw on liquidity what is going to be this high over here. So you can use this technique to take your Asian session trades. Similarly, you can also see that we failed to close above this bullish candle, and we closed below it, and this low is going to be then the draw on liquidity on the third day. So we have 1 day, second day, and the third day. So very, very simple. Over here you can see that we broke above this candle, so the draw on liquidity is going to be this high over here. And again, once again, you can see that we failed to close above this bullish candle, so the draw on liquidity is going to be this low. So rewatch what I said in the past 1 or 2 minutes, and then you're going to understand this completely. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.